God,
absolute tragic event. What
tragic
happened
event.
there?
I literally prayed last night for them. 100. I think that the death toll, Pat, hit 100. 1,000 people that they don't know where they are.
111 people now.
111 people that I think there was 100 missing, but they don't know where 1,000 other people are. You know, our hearts go out to them. $5.5 billion in damage. An entire neighborhood full of children that died. And here's the thing, going back to Biden, Pat. They asked him the day that it happened. They're like, "Hey, the president of the United States, what do you have to say about these people and the tragedy?"
While he was at the beach.
While he's at the beach on vacation, no comment, jumps in the car. And then when he comes back, Pat, he avoids, that path that they take, that Trump takes to get right to the media, talk to them. He avoids them and walks all the way into the grass. And the day, look, tell me this isn't a spit in the face. The day it happens, his administration is asking Congress for $24 billion more to give to Ukraine. That's not a joke. Okay, they're not getting the help that they want.
Are you serious?
I swear to God, Pat, they were asking for money. It could be 12 or 24. Doesn't matter. The word "be" is involved. And here's the thing, Pat. I'm not going conspiracy theory. Well, first of all, they're not getting the help that they want. Biden's going to give them $700. These people lost houses. $700 per household to do what? What are you going to do with that? And I'm get away from mainstream media. I've been watching on TikTok, on Instagram. People the people that live in Maui, Pat, that live in Hawaii are so furious at the response, the no help, blocking police from helping them. And you know what I thought about, Pat? They're not getting the help that they want. Why doesn't the mayor or whoever just self-identify, change the name to Hawaii, to Ukraine? Billions of dollars will start coming in overnight. And I don't know, listen, the emergency alarm system, the sirens didn't work, Pat. By the way, Maui has the largest emergency alert siren system in the world. It didn't activate. Rob, what else happened with the water? The water system failed?
There's reports that they had what's called dry hydrants, where the fire hydrants ran out of water or didn't have any access to water.
And Rob, is it just, I might be losing my mind, guys. Isn't Hawaii surrounded by freaking water and you couldn't get water on to the fires? And this is disgusting for all these demons that are out there. Pat, the day after everything is done, the fires are done, the smoke is settling, real estate agents and people were calling homeowners asking to buy their land, which just adds to the conspiracy theories of all these people. Oprah recently bought, I think in March, another 1,000 acres in Maui. You know whose houses didn't burn at all, Pat? At all. They have this is random. I think God really protects these people. Oprah, Jeff Bezos, Lady Gaga, Bill Gates, Morgan Freeman, Will Smith, Julia Roberts, zero damage to their houses. And listen, again, conspiracies aside, I saw the damage on the ground. It didn't look like fires, bro. These cars, there was no glass. The glass melted around. What is glass melts at 2,700 degrees? It looked like a nuke went off. Pat, I've been in fires. We're from LA. I've seen really, really, really bad fires. I've never seen vehicles look like how they did, and dogs dead in the street that looked like they were fake, like they were from the movie.
Yeah, that was weird, seeing that.
The response is horrible, Pat. The response is horrible, and this is the 50th United States. That should be the help Ukraine. Time out for Ukraine. Go save this place. It's unbelievable.
And the alarm didn't go off in the city, by the way.
And
they have an alarm that goes off. It didn't go off. They asked Tulsi Gabbard, why didn't it go off? They're like, I've heard a lot of different explanations, but I don't understand why it didn't go off.
How does that fail?
Let me, I guess, give my 2 cents here.
God, I love your sense.
Well, the number one story in the Wall Street Journal right now is basically this story right here. Hawaiian Electric knew of wildfire threat, but waited years to act. So 4 years ago, the utility company said it needed to do more to prevent power lines from emitting sparks, and it made basically very little progress. They didn't do anything. Instead, they were focusing on, wait for it, a shift to clean energy. So in 2019, which is, I guess there is wildfire season here, 2019 was the worst wildfire that I'd ever seen until now. So I trust the Wall Street Journal. We could look for yourself what's going on here. I'm not. Ultimately, it's a freaking tragedy and it's horrible. A lot of people lost their lives. I'm not, on the conspiracy theorist side of things. At the same time, we have every right to ask questions. 100%. I'm for most people that go into conspiracy theories, I either think that you fall into one of three camps. Either you're intellectually lazy and you don't actually do the work and just spout opinions, or you have an agenda and you're sticking to it and you're not willing to learn other ideas or facts, or it's a combination of both. So if you're one of the people that actually think that there was larger forces at play, that's cool, all good. But go read this article from the Wall Street Journal, because it just seems like government incompetence, laziness, not doing things in a reasonable manner of time, and then sprinkle in whatever sort of fraud that you want to throw in there. But this is the number one story in the Wall Street Journal right now, and they're basically blaming it on Hawaii Electric.
Tom, do you have any thoughts on this?
PG did the same thing in California. There are those old power lines up there in the open forest areas and the grassland areas in Northern California. There's the fire up there known as the Telegraph Fire, which killed a bunch of people in a small town because a wildfire pushed by winds came up there, and it found out that it was sparking off of PG&E. It wasn't a cigarette out of a car. It wasn't camps. It wasn't arson. It was frickin' arced off electricity. And so this is, these big power companies that are, working with the states, and they have lobbyists to help write the regulations. A lot of the stuff should have been retrofitted, and it wasn't. And now we've got California and Hawaii. See here?
Yeah. Well,
This was the largest wildfire in the United States of 2021, surpassed by the bootleg fire in Oregon. Yeah. Look at this. And this was...
And it's not a shock that this happens in the dead middle of summer where it's hot as shit out. We've seen world records in every state. It's hot. It's summer. These things. It's just a tragedy, and they're not...
But you know what though? These are Americans. These are Americans. How do you feel? How do you think they feel when they find out the day after this shit happens? We're trying to prove more billions to go to a different country to fight a war that nobody gives a shit about.
I think that's conflating two stories, brother, to be honest with you.
I'm not complaining because the response...
The Ukraine thing is an ongoing story. We
get
it.
But when Biden's sending $700 per victim to the Maui fire victims, and then we offer $24 billion to Ukraine.
That day. That's a whole...
Where are your
I
interests?
think that's completely independent stories.
Let's focus on
I'm saying
the timing. How shitty is that timing?
No, I think
it's about our national priorities.
Let me explain the example in a different way to kind of make sense to this. Say you have kids, okay? Let's say you marry a girl that's got a kid, okay?
Not happening, but go ahead.
But let's say you marry a kid. Let me use the example with you. Let's say you marry a girl with a kid.
Yeah.
Vinny will do it.
She's got a 3-year-old kid, okay? And you and her end up having a kid together, okay? Later on, 25, they're 18 years old, 16 years old. For the stepkid, you pay 100% of college tuition. You buy him a house. You buy him a car. You do all that stuff. For your daughter, that's your daughter. This is your kid. You do nothing for her. No college. She's got to go figure it out herself. She's a big girl. She's got to do it all herself. That daughter's going to sit there and say, why are you doing more for your stepkid than me? I'm your blood. Why are you not doing it? Now, we can use this example and say, you did it for your neighbor's kid, because this is not even your stepkid. A stepkid maybe a state that's, that we're helping out, that's maybe not like our own, like we're helping out some community around us because it's a partner that we have in place. Now you're doing more for a neighbor's kid than you're doing for your own kid. So Biden's doing more for neighbor's kid, Ukraine, than he's doing for U.S. Having said that, I believe it's a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks away from them announcing that they're sending money over.
Yeah.
This is not going to last a long time. The problem with that is the following. The swift reaction is where you lose people. Swift reaction to say, here's the camera. This is how many people that died. The biggest natural disaster in the history of Hawaii. And guess what happens on Hawaii a lot? Weather, storm, hurricane, earthquake on the outside, things are coming in.
Yeah.
There's some, what do you call it? Volcano.
Volcanoes.
There's a bunch of different things. I've walked on the volcanoes with lava right in front of us. It took us 6 hours to get to the lava. There's a lot of crises that can happen in that place. This is the biggest one ever in the #1 honeymoon destination of Americans. They go to Hawaii. That is the place. That street in Maui, I've bought paintings on that street. I've gone to numbers of restaurants on that street. I've watched the Super Bowl on that street when the Bears, I don't know who it was, years ago, when the Bears had a decent team and they were playing 2005, 2004,
Rex
whatever it was.
Grossman.
I don't know who it was, years ago.
Yeah.
We have memories, friendships, drinks, conversations. Boom, gone. People that grew up, they're some of the nicest people in the world you'll meet when you go to Hawaii. These are people that enjoy life, nature, relaxing, enjoying themselves. There's a reason why all these big famous people want to buy a place in Hawaii, because you go there, you feel like you're in heaven. There's a certain unique feeling you get in Hawaii. Can't describe it unless if you go there. There's something very emotional about that place. My dad and I had a very unique moment together when I took him there. February of 2004, when I promised him, I said, you never have to work a day in your life at a 99-cent store. I took him there after Hawaii. He started dreaming again. And my dad is now 81 years old. He's, living a complete different kind of a life today. I never thought he was going to make it to Hawaii, 81. But we always go back to that. Everybody has a Hawaii story. Most people have a Hawaii story. So I don't like the fact that Biden's not reacting to this. Now, in regards to what you're saying, which is a very good point, when you went on Twitter, that laser that everybody fell for, no, it's a laser. It was an intentional laser that
Correct,
fired.
energy weapon.
That was out of a movie, right? Now, we have access to that technology. If we wanted to do
100%.
that technology, we do have, but that's from a movie. And then another thing that they were showing was another clip of what happened, an explosion, a this, a that. Bunch of these conspiracies went viral. That's the negative part of social media, that these types of clips are going to scare people and react and all that stuff. But you know what else is good about social media? Very quickly, people are going to say, hey, take that down. It's fake. That's not real. And you're going to get fact-checked very quickly in the comment section. So then you either take it down, apologize, or you look like a fool if you leave it up there, or you just say, I screwed up. I am a fool for leaving this up there. Guess what? I'm going to leave this up there because I don't want to take it down. You guys are right. I was wrong. This is up there. You'll comment below. But three things: compassionate, hate to see something like this happening. Number two, concerning with all the conspiracies that got all of us fired up thinking there's something going on here. Extremely disturbed with the fact that the president not reacting quickly and swiftly to do something about it here. Four, logistics as operators. What the hell is the city doing? You've known this is a potential risk. And by the way, isn't the mayor from Vegas that the shooting happened? What's the story with this?
So, which is, and again, adding fuel to the fire of these conspiracy theories, the chief of police that's in charge of all this is the same chief of police that was in Vegas for that mass shooting, the Mandalay shooting. That's, what's his name? Chief John Pelletier led the response to 2017 Vegas massacre.
He's the same chief that was there that's here now.
Yeah, why would you?
He left the Vegas job. He got hired in Hawaii.
Yeah, but how random is that?
But by the way, I mean he's got to have one of the worst resumes in the history of America for chief of police. So
with great power becomes great responsibility. So this guy, when you're the chief of police, some shit's gonna happen.
Yeah.
They're gonna follow you to.
But
see what happens.
And it's just and Pat, it's the inconsiderate, like, and I was watching, like I said, a bunch of videos, Adam, of people that were there crying emotional. And one lady, and it hit me really hard. She's like, we have people dead all around here, and goes, they're still American, like people from America, like here vacationing, showing up after this fire, and they're right there swimming and having a great time. And meanwhile, we're looking for dead family
It's just sad. It's just horrible. The images are horrible. I think, Pat, I fully appreciate the point that you're making about the kid and the stepkid. I actually think that's a great metaphor. It made me like, all right, cool, Ukraine, that's the stepkid. I would also, I'm thinking, well, Biden and Trump took care of our kids during COVID, stimulus checks, the CARES Act. How many trillions of dollars did we give to ourselves? I also agree with you that this just happened. This is not even a week old. FEMA's going to respond. The federal government's going to respond. They're going to help out.
You got to be swift, though, bro. Like for example, listen, you call me, okay? Like, think about this. Mm-hmm. You call me. You say, hey, Pat, what's that? I'm being jumped in Miami by 5 guys here. Bro.
They all look like Vinny.
I'm being jumped, and stay serious. I'm in Miami. I'm being jumped by 5 guys. What are you saying? Dude, I need help. I don't know what's going on. I'm hiding in this one spot. Mm-hmm. I can't get a hold of anybody. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Hey, Mario, wake Vinny up. Let's go. Boom. We roll. We're coming down.
Yep.
Now, watch this. You call me. Hey, Pat, we're in Miami getting jumped. Okay, cool. 2 weeks later, I'm in Miami.
Yeah.
The fuck so I kept my commitment. I came to Miami.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But I came 2 weeks ago. I need you in Miami now, dog. Yeah. I don't need you in Miami in 2 weeks. Come to Miami now.
Yep.
There's a big difference. So there's the swift reaction is the job of a leader. Mm-hmm. The swift reaction is a job of a leader. Move now. This is crisis level number 10. Let's roll. You can't sit there and balk. You're the commander in chief. If you reacted like this in war, thousands of soldiers would be dead. because we're moving so slowly. So it's deeply concerning.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.